one great nation, yeah. Even great enemies sit up on a reason. No time to war in a this year season. Up, down, 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 come together. No matter what the time, no matter what the weather. Cause when I check it out loud, no we no better than ya. Cause when I check it out loud.
Clear your barrels and personal shipments with ease and convenience. Request a customs contactless clearance today through CCP at jca.gov.jm. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is 12 o'clock.
It's credible and factual. The World at Noon on a Nationwide 90 FM.
Good afternoon, I'm Shalois Michael. Coming up in the World at Noon for Wednesday, August 6, 2025, Prime Minister Holness highlights Jamaica's progress since independence. Golding pledges a future rooted in truth and justice for Jamaica. JLP caretaker says a peaceful campaign underway in northeast Manchester. In regional news, St. Lucia to introduce unemployment insurance program. In international news, Trump hits India with extra 25% tariff. And in sports, Night Wisdom encouraged by local swimmers' response to dive with Yona Camp. The details after the break.
If it's news, it's got to be Nationwide 90 FM.
And now to the news in detail. As Jamaica marks 63 years of independence, Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness is encouraging citizens to acknowledge how far the nation has come while collectively confronting the challenges that remain. He made the call in his Independence Day message on Wednesday.
The theme of this year's Independence celebration, Be Proud, Be Bold, in the black, green and gold, calls us to boldly commemorate our freedom and proudly recommit ourselves to the values that must shape our future. Let us be proud of our progress in macroeconomic stability, record employment, resilient growth, reduction in crime, reduction in poverty, and increased national confidence. But let us also be bold in confronting what still holds us back: indiscipline, social inequities, and low productivity. There is more work to be done to build a Jamaica that lives up to the promise of 1962.
Dr. Holness outlined government efforts aimed at the development of public institutions, infrastructure, healthcare, and education services. He further challenged young people to focus on education and skills development and encouraged the diaspora to continue supporting the nation's growth and global reputation.
To our young people, be disciplined and diligent in your education and training. Your economy needs your skills and talents now than ever before. To our diaspora, you remain a vital part of our national family. Your advocacy across the globe is invaluable, and your achievements help strengthen our brand in the world. Continue to represent us well and know that you will always have a place right here, home. As we reflect on 63 years of independence, let us remember independence is a living responsibility. It must be defended, renewed, and deepened with every generation.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness. Meanwhile, opposition leader Mark Golding says the PNP is committed to building a future rooted in truth, justice, and real opportunity for all Jamaicans. Reflecting on the significance of Jamaica's hard-won independence, Golding used his Independence Day message to highlight what he describes as the troubling economic and social challenges facing the nation.
We cannot accept a stagnant economy in which national productivity has fallen by over 20% since 2007, where the annual rate of economic growth trudges along at a mere 1%. Where foreign direct investment is today less than 1/3 of where it was in 2016, where the unemployment statistics hide the reality of low-wage jobs while our people struggle to survive the high cost of living, and where the poverty statistics hide the suffering of 55% of our people who are enduring moderate to severe food insecurity. We cannot accept an education system that delivers such poor outcomes for our students.
Golding reminded Jamaicans that independence was won through sacrifice and resistance. He stressed that only through honest leadership and inclusive policies can Jamaica overcome its challenges and realize the true promise of its independence.
We have the capacity to turn this around and to overcome our adversities and build a strong economy that delivers opportunities for advancement for all our people. However, to solve these deep and pressing problems will require honest and diligent leadership. Jamaica needs policies and programs that tackle these fundamental weaknesses that are holding our people back and that will unleash the great potential that we have to achieve a quality of life for all our people that will create a more balanced and caring society in which all Jamaicans feel valued and have an ownership stake.
Mark Golding, opposition leader. JLP caretaker for Northeast Manchester, Ambassador Audrey Marks, says she's enjoying a peaceful campaign in the constituency against her counterpart, the PNP's Valentin Wint. Ambassador Marks, who's in her first ever bid for Member of Parliament, spoke with our news centre on Monday.
No, the campaign is very peaceful. It's one of the things that I'm so very pleased about in Jamaica of today. I would consider that I have a good relationship with Mr. Wint, the candidate for the People's National Party. And if there are any issues, we call each other. But it has been a peaceful and cordial campaign. We are competing on ideas for development and, elevating the constituency in terms of people's lives. And that's what I'm really interested in and I have a passion for, and that's what we're doing.
MPs and caretakers from both major political parties have complained about their posters being vandalized as campaigning intensifies ahead of the next general election. Northeast Manchester does not seem to be experiencing the same wave of political vandalism. Ambassador Marks says this is a key factor helping her to develop as she continues her rookie campaign.
Well, as I said before, it's cordial and it's peaceful. There may be incidents, but generally I'm not aware of outright vandalism. In fact, we share many of the same light poles, so that is quite. It's good fun so far. It's important, but it's also interesting and it's a great learning experience for me. Having been away for so long, serving in Washington, it is helping me to really come back home in a real way, and I feel very connected to the people of Northeast Manchester because I grew up in those same sort of rural constituency.
Meanwhile, Ambassador Marks is crediting Councillor Omar Miller and Hidran Mikulski for their assistance in her campaign. Both men had vied for the position of GLP caretaker in the constituency before Marks was ultimately chosen by party leadership for the role.
Councillor Omar Miller is my campaign manager, and Mr. Hidran Mikulski is also a senior advisor to my campaign team. So they are both very involved and very supportive, and I literally at this point I don't know how I could have done this job without them. So they are both very focused on making sure that we respond to the people and run a very good campaign. Mm-hmm.
Ambassador Audrey Marks, the JLP caretaker for Northeast Manchester, and head of the Political Ombudsman Unit, LaFron Thompson, is reporting a noticeable improvement in political tolerance among supporters of the country's two main parties. She was speaking to the media during a tour of central Manchester on Tuesday.
As we go through the different areas, we're coming now from the Newlands area and we're now in Mandeville, going across the island. We have been seeing for the most part interactions that suggest that there is political tolerance and not much intimidation displayed in terms of seeing the destruction of persons' paraphernalia and display. So far so good, and we hope to see it continuing.
LaFron Thompson, head of the Political Ombudsman Unit. In regional news now, St. Lucia is moving to establish its first ever unemployment insurance program. The program is aimed at providing financial support and job readiness training to citizens who lose their jobs through no fault of their own. Prime Minister Philip Pierre made the announcement during a recent pre-cabinet press briefing. Measures under the policy include skills training, job placements, and incentives for businesses to upskill their staff and support small enterprise development. The Prime Minister stressed that the program is intended to serve as a stopgap rather than a long-term subsidy. In international news, U.S. President Donald Trump has issued an executive order hitting India with an additional 25% tariff over its purchases of Russian oil. This will raise the total tariff on Indian imports to the United States to 50%. The new rate will come into effect in 21 days. Trump had earlier warned that he would raise the tariffs on India because he says they're fueling Russia's war machine. The new tariff rate on India is now among the highest rates imposed by the U.S. In sports, three-time Olympian Yona Knight-Wisdom says he's encouraged by the overwhelming response from local swimmers for the third staging of his Dive with Yona summer camp. The 2025 edition is set for the stadium pool from August 11 to 23.
It's been the participants kind of begging me to continue and begging me to do it again. Their eagerness to keep on learning is what made me want to come back and run the camp again. I got nothing but positive energy and support from the participants over the last 2 years, so I felt like there was no other option but to go again.
Knight-Wisdom says the main thing he wants to achieve from the 2-week program is to have a continuation.
The difference now is I've got a coach, Anna Stasia Chin. She participated in the camps over the last 2 years, and she showed such a willingness to be involved and to support me and this journey and dream that she came over to the UK to do a coaching qualification. So she's got an official qualification similar to my own, and she's now back in Jamaica, and when I leave she can continue delivering diving lessons, hopefully at least once a week, but potentially more depending on the pool time that we can get. This camp is just once again getting people interested in diving, making people aware that diving can be a thing in Jamaica, but having planned sessions after this 2 weeks to say if you want to keep on trying it, then the sessions are available.
Yona Knight-Wisdom, three-time Olympian. To recap our top stories making the world at noon, Prime Minister Holness highlights Jamaica's progress since independence. Golding pledges a future rooted in truth and justice for Jamaica. Jill P. Caretaker says peaceful campaign underway in northeast Manchester. I'm Shaloy Smikle. Major news next at 5.
In Jamaica,